What's going on YouTube? It's your girl Massy, and today I just wanted to take the time to do this video because we are growing on YouTube, and I think it's been a while since we've done a Q&A. I really want you to get to know me, so I gathered some questions from Instagram and the responses have been amazing. We're gonna get to know each other and I just can't wait to do this Q&A. So you asked for it, so let's get personal and let's just catch up. You want some? What is your name and who are you? What a question. My name is Massy Arias de Leon, formerly known as Mancofit, aka Massy. Okay? Who am I? I am a lot of things, but I would say what describes me best is I am a health coach, and I have been in the world of health and wellness and fitness for the past 11 years. And I think this is going to go into our next question. How did I get into fitness? So for those who are coming into my YouTube, whether you are an OG or you just started to follow me, depression. This is how I got here. I'm actually going to attach a card for you to see a documentary that was done to me a little while ago, and I was so young. I was just looking at that documentary and it made me cry. Every time that I watch it, it just makes me cry, because to see who I have become through the power of health and wellness and really working on myself and trying to improve my mental health, this is how it all started. I was extremely unhealthy, mentally, physically. Fitness was my outlet that unlocked a lot of things. Whether it was body dysmorphia, depression, feeling lost as a young woman, fitness really was what catapulted me as a person. So I am extremely passionate on educating my community, whether it is my new fitness friends that I may not get to see each and every single one of you, and I don't even know what you guys look like, but when I say I'm really serious about health and wellness and fitness and education and movement because it changed my life, I really mean it. What are your values? What are you passionate about? I take fitness really serious, which is why I get extremely, I don't know how many times I'm going to say serious, but I get really serious when I speak on my values and who I am, because a lot of us don't really comprehend that we're talking about life and death. Anyone that knows me knows that I don't take shortcuts with anything, that I am very self-righteous when it comes to doing what is right, being authentically yourself, and really just finding your niche in who you are, despite of how many trends, how many boxes people are trying to put you in. Authenticity, honesty, I think those are the core values, I would say. I love having fun, and I feel like I need to show that more often. I either have a really serious side or I have the opposite, and I know it's a little awkward, but I really want to show that to you guys because it's not always that serious. I wish I just had a different voice, but I guess God gave me what I needed for some reason. What am I passionate about? I'm passionate about, you guessed it, surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise, health and wellness and mental health. I don't think I'm ever going to get tired of doing what I do in terms of fitness and health and wellness. It's like, for those who are into, my mom is gonna kill me for this, numerology, life path number 6, I'm a fixer. So I want people just to be amazing. Tell us about your journey. Oh my God. Whew. My journey. So I had body dysmorphia. Being that I'm Dominican and being that I am almost 5'9", I'm a little bit tall, My brothers are quite tall from the side of my dad's side of the family, and I was not your typical Dominican woman. And the curves that you see today, I have built, and I fluctuate all the time, and I had a lot of body dysmorphia. Okay, and I was involved in relationships that made me feel I was less off based on my look. And obviously, we know now that it was just the wrong crowd or the wrong relationships, right? But my journey, I have been up and down, and I've tried every single diet in the world. I used to compete, I used to be in bodybuilding. That's what actually helped me become who I am today. Sometimes we look at failure and we look at the things that we do and experiment with and don't really take into account that it's a learning process. So it wasn't up until I started competing in the fitness. This is, it pushed me to do a lot of things and pushed me to see a lot of women have a lot of like body dysmorphic disorders and anything that you can think of, eating disorders. Like, it was insane, and it happened to me. So I've tried everything in the book up until I decided that I was not going to do that anymore because it wasn't healthy. So I built a system, and I built a system where I said, this cannot be it, okay? The general population, meaning all the women out there who are trying to, just like me, just build more muscle, look better, feel better, there has to be a system, and that's what I built. So over the past 10 years, what you see is I've created a niche, meaning every meal plan that I create, it's for muscle gain, having a good body composition in terms of a healthy body fat, and do it while you're enjoying all the foods, not just depriving yourself. So my journey has been long. I'm continuing this journey because I'm continuing to learn. I went from a very obsessive, very bodybuilding-ish, linear kind of training to now rediscovering movement and changing my entire movement philosophy through experience, through my mentors, through education, through ups and downs, and even with my own body when I became a mother. So that's when really everything started to change. When I had my daughter and I couldn't feel my body, it was different, and I needed to make a change because I was hurting. So everything that you see today is based on experience, and I'm really, really grateful that I've gone through everything, to the point that now I feel amazing, and I feel better in my 30s than I actually have felt in my 20s. Tell us about your brand. I think past the journey came branding, right? And I decided to create Tru.training, what Tru.training is right now, which is, I saw the value in creating programs that were accessible globally, right? Because there's a lot of people that want to have me one-on-one. So I created the experience of someone who would want to train with me one-on-one, but it's not in LA or doesn't have, neither the money nor the time, or isn't accessible, or distance is an issue. And I created that. There was a need. And the crazy thing is, when I started this, I started creating PDFs, and now, like 10 years later, now it's technology, right? It's better technology, better filming, but I started from a very foundational beginning. And maybe later on I'll tell you that story on how I build the brands that I have right now. But it's been a process, and it's been really unique because everything that I do, I reinvested in the brands. I then created, after competing, a supplement company because I wanted to disrupt the supplement industry. And 8 years ago, we created Tru Supplements, which right now it's word of mouth. It's, I would say, as a small owner and as a small brand, because I don't know when the shift is going to happen, but remember those values that I said earlier, integrity? There has been plenty of opportunities of people trying to come and push the brand and make it something bigger than what it is currently, but it hasn't felt that it's the right person. It's become transactional. And the one thing that I will never allow to do is for the brand that I have carried for so many years to get devalued. So I don't care how long I have to wait up until I find the right partner. Something will happen. How do you cope during a divorce? My mental health is at its worst. Oof. Okay, now we're getting personal, and I don't think I've talked a lot about my divorce. As you can see, if you've been an OG follower of mine, you know that I was married. I had the picture perfect family, and I would say, just not to go into anything personal, you have to grieve. You grieve. I would say that I really lost my identity. I had to find myself again. I'm a very proud person, so I rebuilt who I was, how I wanted to do it, and it required a lot of time and energy putting my head down, securing myself, my mental health, my daughter, and creating a space in which I knew I was going to thrive. How to bounce back after having a baby. I would say there's a lot of us that maybe are not the healthiest before becoming pregnant, and that's usually the case. So the bounce back comes with a lot of different variables. Were you super healthy before? During your pregnancy, were you healthy? You really have to understand, like, if it took you 9 months to get to that point, it will take you time to regain who you were before. To me, it took me like a year to really feel like I was back in a rhythm. And I am very regimented. If you are a fitness enthusiast, you know you have to be regimented to get to certain goals. So for me, it was easier to come back because I already had the knowledge. But for those who don't, you have to really strategize and prioritize a routine. To me, in the beginning, it was prioritizing my sleep, prioritizing my schedules, meaning like I would sleep when Indy would sleep. I would take a little time for movement after I was cleared to come back into training. I was stressed, to be quite honest. I don't think I ever stopped working. And if I would do it again, please God, send me that person so I can do it again. If I would do it again, I think I would do it completely different. I would have provided myself the time to de-stress, to enjoy the early months. After 10, 12 years of doing this, at that time, it was already like years of eating healthy. I never stopped being healthy. And I think that bounce back, you have to think about being your healthiest. Any advice you'd give to someone who are just starting their fitness journey? Start small. Let's say you're in your 30s, you want to erase 30 years of inactivity and unhealthiness, or if you're even older or even younger, people want instant gratification, and understanding how to do things right takes time. I think the best advice that I have with someone that wants to start a new journey is to give themselves grace, give themselves the time for that non-instant gratification, because it's going to come with education. And in order for you to change something that has not been adequate for a very long time, think about how long it took you to get there. Now give yourself the grace to study, to learn how to fail, how to win, and to make it a sustainable journey. Start small and build upon those habits. How do you engage your little girl in the workouts that you do? Oh my God. I thought that Indy was going to be like Manco Fit Volume 2. Well, she's not. She doesn't like to be on camera. She doesn't like, I know that she gets exercise at school, like running around and doing this, but I don't know if it's like she looks at me and she thinks like it's a lot, but I don't integrate her in my workouts anymore. I only have about an hour and a half when she goes to school to get the work done, like everything that you guys see, plus my own training. So I have to be realistic. Now, on the weekends, I do take her hiking. Can we put that sound? Work.
Yeah, get demonetized. Let's go.
Oh, no. We need to get paid for this, so forget it. I really, really, really enjoy what I do. So hopefully you guys give me your feedback. Share this with a friend. Give me your feedback. I think we're going to do a lot of things. And long form content is something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. So hopefully these questions were really great. I'm surprised that they did not ask me if I'm dating. That's for the next video. Oh!
Boom.